Why I wake up smiling, even with wrinkles and slower steps. Asterisk some mornings, I wake up slowly. Not because I want to, because that's just how my body moves now. My knees need a moment. My back reminds me of years spent lifting kids and groceries. And memories. The room is quiet. The light is soft. And before I do anything else, before my feet touch the floor, before I even reach for my glasses, I smile. Now I know that might surprise some people. I'm not smiling because everything is perfect. It isn't. I've got more wrinkles than smooth skin now. My steps are slower and stairs seem longer than they used to. I forget little things like where I put my keys or what I came into the kitchen for. There are people I miss every day. People who used to sit across from me at breakfast and aren't here anymore. There are new aches I didn't invite. And the world, well, it keeps rushing on ahead like it doesn't know how to wait. But still, I smiled out. It didn't used to be that way. In my younger years, I often woke up to alarm clocks and expectations. There was always something to chase, a goal, a deadline, a person to take care of. Mornings weren't gentle. They were rushed, chaotic, full of not enough. Not enough sleep, not enough time, not enough energy. Smiling in the morning felt like a luxury. It had to wait for weekends or vacations or coffee that didn't spill on the way out the door. Things are different now. Life has shifted into a quieter gear, and in that stillness, I've discovered something I never really saw before. Joy doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be big. It can be as small as waking up to the sound of rain or the warmth of sunlight on the blanket. It can be the comfort of knowing that nothing urgent is waiting. It can be a memory that visits me out of nowhere and brings a soft laugh with it. I smile because I've learned how to see differently. I've stopped looking for what's missing and started noticing what's here. I've let go of the race. I've made peace with the mirror. I've made friends with the quiet. That didn't happen overnight. It took years. It took heartbreak. It took forgiveness. It took time. But now I wake up and smile not because I have to, but because I get to. And that's something worth sharing. So if you're here with me, listening, maybe you've wondered what's on the other side of youth. Maybe you've feared it. Maybe you're already living it. Wherever you are, I want to tell you the truth as I know it. There are still so many reasons to smile, wrinkles and all, slower steps and all. Let me show you why. It took me a long time to stop waging war with the mirror in the morning. There was a time years, in fact, when I'd catch my reflection and immediately think of everything that had changed. The creases around my mouth, the soft fold of my chin, the way the skin on my arms had begun to thin like old parchment. I would turn my face this way and that, remembering who I used to be. And for a while, I thought the only thing left to do was mourn her. But then one morning, after years of looking at myself like a before and after story I hadn't agreed to, I paused. I looked at my eyes, really looked. And I saw something else. I saw presence. I saw wisdom. I saw a face that had watched children grow, that had cried honestly, that had smiled so hard it left little crow's feet like memory maps at the corners of my eyes. I saw someone who had shown up for her life, every single day, even the hard ones. Especially the hard ones. Now, when I look in the mirror each morning, I greet myself like an old friend. I stretch, slow and creaky, and laugh when my joints make those little snaps and pops. I don't rush to hide the evidence of age. I see it as proof that I've lived, that I am living. There's peace in loving your morning self. Before the world gets in, before the expectations start knocking. It's just me, the light, and the simple truth of being here. There's no makeup, no filter, just breath and warmth. And the kind of acceptance that only comes when you've stopped trying to rewind the clock and started listening to the rhythm of who you are now. And honestly, that rhythm is slower, softer, but far more beautiful. Because it's mine, entirely, unapologetically mine. And every morning, when I see her again, The version of me who's made it through so much I smile. Because I've finally learned to love the woman who looks back. There are no parades for the kind of victories I'm talking about. No trophies, no applause, no shiny social media posts. These aren't the kind of wins the world celebrates. But they're the kind that keep me going, like the time I made it. Through a whole grocery trip without forgetting a single item or needing to sit down halfway through. That was a good day. Or the time I finally opened that box of old letters and let myself read them without crying through every word. That, too, was a kind of strength. I smile in the mornings because I know before I even put on my slippers that I'm waking up with 100 quiet triumphs stitched into the lining of who I am. I carry them in my shoulders, my spine, the way I move through my home with grace and care. Each step is a choice. Each choice, a quiet little yes to living. There's a quiet victory in folding the laundry on a slow afternoon when you could have left it for tomorrow. In calling someone first instead of waiting. In choosing tea over resentment. In making peace with the parts of yourself that used to ache the most. We don't talk enough about that, do we? How much strength it takes just to be soft in a world that keeps asking you to toughen up. How much courage there is in letting yourself rest without guilt. How brave it is to wake up and try again after lost disappointment or just another lonely night. I used to think strength meant pushing through, powering on, but these days I know different. Strength is in the pausing, the patience, the kindness you give yourself after the mistakes. The way you get up, slower maybe, but still with heart. So yes, I smile when I wake up. Because I know I've already accomplished more than the world sees. I've healed, I've forgiven, I've endured, and I've done it all quietly, without asking for a spotlight. There's power in those silent victories, and they're mine. Every morning, they rise with me. And I smile because I'm still here, still carrying them, one gentle step at a time. Sometimes people talk about aging like it's a slow drift toward invisibility. Like once you're past a certain age, you don't really belong to the world anymore. You just watch it from the edges, like an extra in a story that's already been written. But that's not how I feel. Not anymore. I may walk slower. I may not understand all the new technology. I may repeat a story or two without realizing I've told it before. But every single day, I am still part of something beautiful. I'm part of my neighbor's morning routine. She waves to me when she walks her dog, and I wave back from the porch. I'm part of the rhythm of my grandchild's world. Even if we're miles apart, they still ask for my stories over the phone. I'm part of the garden outside, where the flowers know my touch and the birds know I'll scatter seeds. I'm part of the earth beneath my feet, part of the sky that greets me when I stretch each morning, and most of all, I'm part of the gentle fabric of life that holds us all together, the kindness of strangers, the laughter between old friends, the shared silence of two people sitting side by side without needing to say much. There's so much I don't need anymore. I don't need titles. I don't need speed. I don't need to prove anything, but I still need connection. I still need to know I matter, that I belong, that the world is better because I'm in it, and I believe that I am. And it is. So when I wake up in the morning, I smile. Because even with the slower pace and the quieter days, I still get to witness beauty. I still get to be in it. I still get to love and notice and contribute in my own gentle way. And in that realization, there is such a deep and abiding joy. There was a time when I thought my smile needed a reason, some good news, some perfect moment, some shining proof that life was going according to plan. But now, I know better. Now I know that my smile is built from time, from the layers of years, from the quiet mornings and long nights, from the pain I've walked through and the love I've held on to, from the people I've lost and the ones I still carry in my heart, from the small things, sunlight through the window, the weight of a blanket, the sound of birdsong just before dawn. This smile, it's not painted on, it's not forced. It's not there to hide anything. It's real, it's rooted. It comes from knowing that I've lived and loved, from understanding that life doesn't have to be perfect to be precious. I smile not because every morning is easy, but because every morning is mine. Because each new day is a chance to notice something beautiful, to soften, to thank the world and myself for making it this far. And I guess that's what I wanted to share with you, that a life doesn't have to be loud to be meaningful. That wrinkles are not signs of fading, but of becoming. That slower steps don't mean you've fallen behind. They just mean you've learned to walk with care. That joy, the kind that lasts, isn't something you chase. It's something you recognize right where you are. So when I wake up and smile, it's not because I've figured everything out. It's because I've stopped needing to. I smile because I'm still here, still learning, still loving, still a part of something beautiful. And maybe, just maybe, tomorrow morning, you'll wake up and smile too. Not for anyone else, just for you. Because you're still here, and that's enough.